Yo, what's going on, everybody? Stupid here. Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, what's going on? I play a lot of trading card games. This time, we're taking a look at a Union Arena deck profile. I played this past weekend at our very first local event and managed to sneak away with one of these awesome winner cards. Decided to go for CC from, I think this is Code Geass. And, well, you see, or maybe it's Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know. I don't know anime that much. But I built a deck before like the market really started blowing up and prices started going crazy. Just because I like the mechanics of Toshiro Hitsugaya. Anyways, let's take a look at the deck. This game is super fun. It's probably the most fun new TCG I've dived into. I'm a little late to the party, and I've been playing Lustrals, but it's not super new. So this is the newest TCG on the market. So let's start in with our 0-drops. I'm rocking 4 copies of the 0-drop Toshiro. You want to be able to start getting energy in your energy line real quick and easy. No main effect, and then just has a get out of this card to your hand. So yeah, 4 copies of those. And again, they can be rated over top of. We are also playing 4 copies of Retsu, same thing, get 1500 BP, 1 energy. Also, another valid raid option. I've got 2 copies of Jushiru Ukitake. I'm not gonna work here anymore anyways. I'm gonna butcher a lot of names. So bear with me, okay? This one has an activate main. You can rest it once per turn, and then it will generate an extra energy. But at the end of the main phase, you must sideline this character. Just 1000 BP. Only playing 2 copies of those, and then I'm playing for my last 0-drop. Only 11. I'm playing a Yumichika Ayasigawa. This one nullifies impact, and so it can kind of save you in a situation where you want to be able to block. You can just send this up. It forces them to burn removal on this, so that way you can block and stop some impact. Impact is absolutely massive. For our 1-drops, I'm only playing 4 total. It's 4 of these Yachiru Kusajishi. When you play this one, you can target a Kenpachi Zaraki on your field and switch it to active. And then it also has the active trigger effect to stand somebody back up and give them 3000 BP for the turn. Into the 2-drops, we have 4 of our color. This is the Toshiro for the 2-drop. If you have 6 or more other 13-court guard squad characters on your board, it gains 500 BP, so it goes to 3500. And again, color, play one green character card with 2 or less energy required and 1 AP cost, and set it to active on your field for free. So in some situations, and there was a game that I did it, this got hit out of my life, and then I was able to drop down this for free and then block their impact, which ultimately bought me plenty of time to come back into the game. Other 2-drop, 4 copies of Izuru Kira. When it's active, it generates 2 energy total, 2500 BP. Always just going to sit in your energy line. And last but not least, in the 2-drops, 2 copies of Shinji Hirako. I'm so sorry, Bleach fans. I'm so sorry. When you play this, you can target a 13-court guard squad, so it's the entire deck, and it gains impact +1. If it already has impact, then it has impact 2, and that's another one of our top ends here. I've got into the 3-drops, we've got 4 copies of Seijin Komamura. I really like this card because of step. If it's out in the front line during movement, you can move it back to the energy line and it generates 2 energy. It also has the default active effect. And also when it attacks, you can target one of your cards with the same affinity and give it +500. So ultimately it's a 3500, or if you're trying to like get over a larger character on their side of the board that can block, you can start pumping your 4000s to 4500, and it really does swing some late game momentum over. This is just like pure aggression, honestly, like a ramping aggression deck. Every Bleach deck has to play 3 finals, aka Bankai. I thought Bankai was a dude. because it's like there's a bunch of cards, and I learned very swiftly at the locals that it's like how they power up. It's like going Super Saiyan in the world of Bleach. And of course, if this is your last life, put the top card of your deck into your life. I didn't have it come up, but it will happen eventually. I had one or two of them in my life most games, but I didn't get to play them. They got hit early on. And then into the biggest pile for the rest of the deck, all of our 4-drops. The main one here, TOSHRIO. This is a raid. You only need 4 energy, so it's pretty easy to get there. And then you can choose one character on your opponent's front line and rest it, so it basically just nullifies a blocker for the turn, and it stays rested until their next attack phase. So it basically just keeps them tapped down, prevents them from attacking on their turn, and prevents them from blocking on your turn. And then if you have 6 or more other of the same affinity cards on your field, you can also target that front line, and then you can also rest their entire sideline. So in turn, it prevents cards like the Yachiro, where's it at? The Izuru here. When it's active, it generates an extra energy. So if they have a couple of these cards in play, you can kind of just like stun their energy for the few turns up. And of course, this has the raid trigger. When you get hit this out of life, you can raid if you have the required energy and the card in play, but if not, it just goes to your hand. Then we've got 4 copies of Kenpachi Zaraki. This dude can't go to your energy line, and your opponents can't move them to your energy line, so there are some cards that do that. I think it's like Purple Hunter Hunter that does that game mechanic where it can start moving your guys back to the energy line. And then when you play it, you can just delete a 2,000 BP or less on the sideline, but if you have, and sideline it, aka destroy, delete, whatever. And then if you have 6 dudes or more, which is the whole deck, you get to just do a 4,000 BP or less delete. And again, this will combo very well with the Shinji to give it impact +2, which is insane. And of course, on some situations, there is the ability to be able to just go ahead and stand it up in the first place with the Yachiru? Anyways, I'm destroying names. And then we have just 3 copies of this Kenpachi here. This one can't have its BP reduced, which is pretty good in some situations. And then during your turn, it's a 5k. And it also just has the active stand somebody back up and give them 3,000 for the turn. And even if you don't stand somebody up, you can just target like somebody's already active and give them the 3,000. So then they're a really good blocker for the turn as well. And then we have our 4 specials, the Daiguren Hyorinmaru. I'm so sorry. Choose a character on your opponent's front line with 5,000 or less and rest it, and it stays rested until the next time it would be switched to active. But if you have a TOSHRIO on your field, you just sideline it instead. There's not a lot that's bigger than 5,000 in these first 2 sets. So this is a super solid removal. And most times, like, I never played it for the first effect. I would like just drop down a TOSHRIO and then, okay, boom, sideline a threat. And it just worked out really well. And last but not least, we have 2 copies of Yachiru Onohana. This one raids over the Retsu over here, so we just have the 4 copies of that, and then just 2 of these. And this is just kind of like a search card, basically. You get the same raid trigger effect, but when you play it, you can reveal a character with the affinity and put it into your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of the deck. And then the best part of it is it lets you play something with an energy 4 or less, and then AP gets reduced by 1. So then all of your 1-drops, aka the Yachiru, becomes free. Your TOSHRIO becomes a 1. These become 1. And it just like lets you snowball for less energy. So like you can raid this, move it up, and like, oh no, I only have 3 energy. Then you can just TOSHRIO no more action points. You can just do it for free. And it just kind of mitigates what you need. But this is the list I played. Again, I went 3-1 and landed a CC top 4. Got these promo cards, and I was super stoked to be able to take this thing home. This is like a $70 card, and I was able to build this deck before the prices boomed. thanks to our LGS carrying the game. And it's honestly super fun. The community is a big crossover of like the Digimon, the Dragon Ball, the One Piece players, and a few other people. But I highly recommend you dive into this game if you get the opportunity to pick up some starter decks. It's so much fun. There's a tutorial app you can download as well. But that's it for me on this one. I hope you enjoy the deck profile. If you want to try this out at your locals, let me know how you do with it. If you need to copy and paste this thing into your IRL gameplay action, I would appreciate that very much. Let me know what you think about the deck. And maybe in the future there will be more Union Arena content. Who knows? I don't know. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Damn. She's sexy.